I've been on top for a while. NASA chip it to the moon. Fast car make go vroom vroom. Take it to the boom boom room. I'm a visionary. I got the niggas scared. Bought a big patty.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today I will be doing a video on my experience in the Army. So starting off, I joined the Army in 2016. I went to basic seriously 2 weeks after graduating high school. That's how fast I shipped off for the Army. It was like June of 2016 that I went to basic training, and I'm not gonna even lie, I hated basic training. I hated it so much. It made me rethink my decision of joining the Army. I wanted to get sent home so bad. I was really hoping something, let me get injured, let me have some medical condition to where I get sent home, because I didn't want to be there. I hated it so much. But anyways, so I went to basic training in Missouri at Fort Leonard Wood, also known as Fort Lost in the Woods. It was very hot, humid. It would be raining some days. It was just too much. And I just didn't enjoy it. It was just nothing I enjoyed. But that was, I want to say, 8 weeks long, if I remember correctly. It was 8 weeks long. And if I could go back and do basic training again, I want to do it. I honestly want it. Like other places, some people say they loved basic, but they went somewhere else. And then following basic, I went to AIT, and I loved AIT, y'all. I loved it. It was like a different scenery for me from going to basic, where it was really, really strict, to going to AIT, where it was kind of chill and laid back. But now, that's when I went to AIT, they didn't have drill sergeants at AIT, only in basic, but now they have drill sergeants in AIT also. So I'm not really sure if it's if AIT has that basic training vibe now, since they got drill sergeants there now. But when I went, I loved it. And that was in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. And it was chill. We had Sundays off. Yeah, we had Sundays off. I made some really good bonds there with people. Me and this one girl, we clicked. She reminded me of my cousin, one of my cousins that I was real close with. So we clicked real fast. And then we didn't have that many females in our class, because I am in field artillery. I'm a 13 Juliet. And coming in, females were fairly new to field artillery. So we only had 5 females in my platoon. And so it was 3 of us that were clicked really cool and everything. And unfortunately, those 2 I did become cool with, they ended up going to a different duty station because they were airborne. And I ended up getting sent to Fort Carson, Colorado. And that was my first duty station. And that's where I really learned my job. You learn your job in AIT, but you don't learn how it really is until you get to your unit. You learn the basics of your job and all of that, but you really learn your job once you get to your first duty station, your first unit. So upon me arriving to my first unit, I was in reception for about a week, and we took a PT test and all that. Like, if you do not like running, get to liking it, because you gonna run a lot in the Army. Me, I'm not a runner. I never liked running, but I can honestly say being in the Army, I have learned to run better. Like, you're gonna learn to run better. And like, me coming in, we had a whole different PT test than what they're bringing in now. We had the ACFT, and now we had the APFT, now we have the ACFT. And like, the APFT, you only had to do 2 minutes of push-ups, 2 minutes of sit-ups, and a 2-mile run. And now with this new PT test, the ACFT, you have to do a sprint, drag, carry, deadlift, the ball throw, T push-ups. What else am I missing? Leg tucks, and a 2-mile run. So it's a lot. You have 6. You went from 3 events to 6. But I'll probably make another video of all the changes that have occurred since I've been in the Army, so I can compare them from how they were when I came in to how they are now. Just put that on a whole different video because I don't want this video too long. So when I got to my first duty station, like I said, I was in reception. Then I went to from reception, I went to my unit, and I still remember my first day being in the unit. They when I got there, I didn't really talk to nobody because I'm like a quiet person. First of all, I'm not friendly. I'm friendly, but I'm not friendly. When I meet people, I'm not gonna talk to you first. That's just me. I'm not gonna talk to you first. I peek people vibes first. I gotta see what type of vibe you have. I know right off the bat of meeting someone if I'm gonna like them or not by the vibe they give off. So I'm quiet. I'm very observant. I'm gonna observe how you act and all of that to see if I wanna fuck with you or not. Like, if you a cool person to be around. So when I first got there, I didn't really talk to my unit like that. I mean, not my unit, my section. Like, they assign you a section. I got assigned to 2nd platoon, so I was in 2nd FDC, and my section was cool. They was cool. And then didn't really know them, but they was cool, and like, I got to know them, and then I became real cool with the 2 dudes in my section. We always used to go out to eat, like, and chill and shit, like in the car and all that. Then we deployed, and that's really where your bonds start, like with your section, because on deployment, you really with your section a lot. Like, yeah, you with your platoon and stuff, but you're doing a lot with your section. You're certifying with your section. You're building that trust within your section and everything. Or you're not building that trust. Like, I honestly said there were some individuals in my section that I did not trust. I did not build that connection with because I've seen how they were. Okay, and then, so that was our first deployment, and that was to Europe, and it was fun. We did a lot of field problems, but overall it was fun. It was 9 months. We went from Poland to Germany to back to Poland, but a different part of Poland. Actually, I skipped. From Germany, we went to Romania, then we went back to Poland, then back to Germany to redeploy home. Next, we came back stateside, and you do your training still while you stateside, and it was good. And I was in a canning unit, y'all, so I worked with the Paladins, the 13 Bravos. I worked with the 13 Bravos. Then we deployed again in 2019 to Kuwait, and that deployment, it was okay too. Like, cause it was fine. I'm not gonna lie, it was okay too. Like, when you're on deployment, it's like, I can't wait to go home. But once you get home, you're like, okay, that deployment went by fast. But when we're in Kuwait, my battery, we went to Syria and we like pulled guard and stuff. And then as we did that for about 30 days. Some people stay longer, some people stay shorter. And it was 16-hour shifts, and you only had 8 hours off a day. And it felt like you didn't have no time off, honestly, because in those 8 hours you had to shower, do your laundry, sleep, try to talk to your family. The Wi-Fi there was really shitty, so it's like you were trying to talk to your family, and then by the time you went to sleep, it was like you're waking back up to get back to shift, because you had to still wake up an hour or two earlier to get ready for shift and be at shift by time you're supposed to be there, like, and get ready to go out to the towers, because that's when you get on shift. That was the first thing you were doing, going to pull a 4-hour guard on the towers. Then you came back to the QRF tent and you did your 8 hours there at the QRF tent, and then your last 4 hours of your shift, you were back on the towers for your last 4 hours. So we did that for about a month, and then we went back to Kuwait, did a few, field problems and stuff. And then we went to Bahrain and we worked with the Navy and the Gurkhas, which is like, I'm not sure which army that is, whatever we called them the Gurkhas, but they were a foreign army, and we worked with them. We didn't work like directly with them, but it's like we were pulling guard at the point like right here, and then they'll be like 100 feet away at their little setup pulling guard too. And they were really sweet, they were really nice, and they'll offer you coffee or tea and you never turned it down. Like, it's disrespectful to say no. So we were constantly I was always getting tea because I'm not a coffee person, but they just constantly offer it. It's just like, and then in return we'll get them to go plates from the defact to show like we appreciate them giving us coffee and tea and stuff. So that was that deployment. While I was on that deployment, I also went to the promotion board and got my P status. And then that same year, while on deployment, I went to BLC. And BLC was like 23 days. We worked every day, didn't have any days off. And I went to BLC in Kuwait with the National Guard. And I'm active duty, by the way, but I went with the National Guard. And most of the class was National Guard. It was only like a few of us that were active duty, but it wasn't bad. You learn how different active duty is from National Guard. And like, we kind of do stuff differently. Like, they only play Army 1 weekend out of the month, and then when they deploy, and well, that's the weekend warriors. I know they have like AGR and all that, which is AGR is kind of like active duty. And then so yeah, I went to BLC, did all my little assignments and presentations, and met some really cool people in BLC too. Like, you get to meet people. That's one thing I could say about the Army. You meet people from different backgrounds and different cultures, and who grew up different than how you grew up. And it's like it's really an eye-opener. And then some people, the way that they grew up, you're not going to agree with the way they grew up and the way you grew up. Like, and some people, you get accustomed to how people act, and like, overall, the Army is just, it's a different experience. Like, I can honestly say I had a lot of good experiences in the Army and a lot of bad experiences in the Army. But yeah, so I graduated BLC, and then I want to say a month after graduating BLC, I had the points and I picked up my 5. So I became an E5, an NCO, officially an NCO. And then we came back stateside and I went to school. I took off 6 months. Since I re-enlisted, one of the incentives were 6 months of school. So I had 6 months off from work for school, and the only thing I had to do was come in for PT every day. But COVID had hit, so we weren't really working anyway. So I would do my section, we would do PT in the afternoon at the park in civilian clothing. And we did that. And some people would still have to go into work. They'll pick and choose like who they need to come in for that day. And then after, I went back to work in like July. That's when we all like really started working back. We did like railhead. We did a few field problems, like 2 field problems. But then also during that time, I came down on orders to Korea, which that is where I'm currently stationed now. I'm currently stationed in Korea, and I've been there since December, and I have 8 months left, and I hope these 8 months go by quick because I don't want to be there anymore. And currently I'm in ALC, so I graduate tomorrow, which I'm excited about. And I'm not gonna lie, I worked my ass off while I've been in ALC. I was nervous to come to ALC because I felt like I didn't know as much as I should, but it definitely was a learning experience, and they literally taught you everything from scratch. So it made it so much easier to not have to pick up where you left off and try to remember stuff. They literally teaching you everything again as you go. And I'm also on a rocket unit now, and I've been canning my whole career. I was literally at my last duty station for sorry, I think I'm getting a little sick. But I was literally at my last duty station, my first and last duty station for 4 years of my career, 4 years of me being in the Army. And for me to go from a canning unit to rockets, it was different, especially when I get there and they're not even doing their job. We're on details, so I didn't know anything about rockets. So what I did learn about rockets, I learned here in ALC, and I've been back in the States for ALC since March, but I am going back to Korea in, what's today? In 3 days. So I just hope my time there go by quick. And yeah, I pretty much touched on from me coming into the Army up until now. Like now I finished ALC and I will be graduating tomorrow, and then I'll just be waiting to pick up to make the list. Hopefully I have enough points. I am gonna be turning in my awards and driver badges and stuff to make my points go up, and doing a little bit of classes on JKO and all that to get some more points. But points should be dropping soon, so I'm not too worried about it, and I'm pretty sure I already have the points for it. I already know I have like 300 and something points, and points are at 3 something right now. So especially if they drop, I know I'll be fine. But overall, my experience in the Army has been good. Like you make really good bonds with people, and you're gonna make some bonds that you're gonna meet some people that you're just not gonna get along with, and that's okay. Like my last unit, I made a pretty good bond with some people, and I still keep in touch with them. Even though I'm at a whole different station, like duty station, I'm pretty much across the world now. And here, there's only 3 females in my class because field artillery, well, the Army in general is mainly male dominant. It's not a lot of females in the military. So, in my class, we only had 3 females, and we made a pretty good bond. Like, they're pretty chill, and it just so happened that one of the girls in my class, she knew 2 of the females at my last unit that I was cool with, and so it's like field artillery is a small world in field artillery. I'm telling you now, like 13 Juliet is a small world, and if you're thinking about joining the military, do your research, make sure it's right for you, make sure it's something you want. One thing I can say, a little advice I could give, if you're joining the military, make sure you have a strong mind. Don't come in with a weak mindset. Be open-minded. Don't come in closed-minded, because the Army and the military itself is very diverse, and it might not be what you used to. I'm gonna guarantee now, it's not what you're used to. Like, it's just not what you're used to. You get used to stuff over time, and it's a lot of, for me, I can only speak on the Army because that's the branch I'm in. It's a lot of hurry up and wait. That's one thing I don't like about the Army. It's a lot of hurry up and wait. They want you to rush to a certain location so you can sit there and wait. And it is what it is. Like, not everything's gonna go your way in life, and it's a lot of benefits that come with the military, and I enjoy those benefits. And I'll probably talk about those in another video, because I feel like this video is getting too long, and I feel like I rambled a lot in this video, but I was just giving y'all my experience in the Army since I've joined in 2016 to now. And it's just been up and down. Like, it's been up and down, I can say. And I truly thank God for letting me make it this far in my military career so fast, because you don't see, not a lot of people come into the Army and make their 6 or whatever in less than 5 years and stuff. And it'd be like different factors that stop them from making it. Maybe they got demoted, or maybe they just not getting sent to the promotion board, or not getting sent to BLC, or whatever it may be. But I feel really blessed and grateful that I was able to make it this far in my career so quickly without any interruptions and sidetracks or getting backtracked or anything like that. So I'm very grateful, but I'm gonna go ahead and end this video because I feel like I rambled too much, and it's already long enough. This video is already long enough, I feel like. So if y'all have any questions about the military, specifically the Army, leave them in the comments below, and I'll try my best to answer them. And if y'all want me to do any other videos about the Army or anything like that, let me know. So like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope y'all enjoyed this video, or if this video helps y'all any way of thinking about helping you with your decision of joining and whatnot. Okay, bye.